and welcome to Back to Life number 14. So in our mobility class today, as always, we will explore all the planes of motion, frontal, sagittal and transverse. So as a quick reminder, I will ask you to please take care of yourself. That class is addressed to a general public. So if you are dealing with any kind of injuries, so please listen to your body and do what it needs. Right, so we are going to start with the legs straight and lying on our back. So if you need any props, any cushion or water bottle, towels, just have them around you in case you want to sit on them or you want to support yourself. And as always, I am always available for any question if you just meet some difficulties in the class. All right, let's get to it. So we're lying on our back. Just relax the body, soften everything, but we want to have some sort of active body, okay? So it's not just a floppy body, a dead body on the floor. We want to start feeling what is going on in the body. So we lengthen the legs, we lengthen through the spine, the crown of the head. So from your toes to the crown of your head, you should feel long, right? So from there, we're going to bring the right knee to the chest and place the hands on that right knee. Shoulders are soft and relaxed. And we are going to pull that knee to the chest. So as I'm doing that, my tailbone is starting to lift off the floor. And I am trying to resist that lift. I am pulling my belly button in. My rib cage is closing to my midline. My shoulders and the back of my rib cage are in contact with the ground. And I am pulling that knee to me as my left leg is lengthening away from me. Foot is soft and relaxed, and we are going to hold that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I am pulling and relaxing into the stretch, I try to get more stretch from that position. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, right arm out to the side. We're going to hold that right knee with the left hand and rotate that right knee out to the left. So the left hand is pushing on the knee so that we can feel nice and long stretch on the right side. Of course, the shoulders are not working here. That right arm is anchored into the ground, the left leg is lengthening away, and we are rotating from the waist, not the hips. Good, and as we do so, we try to keep the right rib cage flat on the ground. Yes, there is a lot to think about, but that's Pilates and that's how it is. Right, and let's hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's bring that right leg back. Right leg goes back onto the floor. Straight right leg, and we bring the left knee to the chest. So readjust yourself. The right leg is pushing into the ground. The belly button is in. Back of the rib cage and the shoulders are flat into the ground. Shoulders are relaxed. And as you exhale, you pull that knee to you. And then you just breathe normally. Right, and we're holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Left arm goes down on the ground, anchoring itself into the ground. Right hand is moving the left leg across to the right. If your knee, foot can touch the ground, good for you. If not, that's also fine, as far as you are keeping the shoulder blades flat on the ground, you are rotating from your waist, your belly button is in, the right leg is active and lengthening away, and we hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's bring that left leg back, and let's place it back down on the ground. Right, so we're going to turn onto our front into the prone position for our baby swan. Good, so feet and knees are hip width apart, hands are one on top of the other, and the forehead is down on the hands. The shoulders are away from your ears, everything is relaxed, the belly button is pulled off the floor, the legs are lengthening away from you. Good. And as we inhale, we brush the nose on top of the hands, we lift the head, the chest, we are lifting up to the lower ribs. The lower ribs are pushing into the ground, anchoring into the ground so that breastbone can just shine forward so that you can extend the upper part of your spine and get a nice stretch. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Good, and as you exhale, you bring everything back. Let's do that 4 more times. And inhale. Brush the nose on top of the hands. Lift the head, the chest, and let that breastbone shine forward. Just assess your shoulders. See if you can talk. See if you can move the shoulders without any difficulties. Good. Try to get the maximum length you can, and bring that head back down. Good, let's do that 3 more times, and inhale and lift. Good. And exhale and come back. Long legs, belly button is off the floor. And again, we brush that nose over the hands. Good. I hope that you are enjoying this as much as I am. I love to do the baby swan. And we brush the nose. And we lift the head and the chest. And try to assess if you are getting more motion in the upper part of your body as you are doing the reps. Good, and let's bring the head back down. Right, so hands under the shoulders, forearms pressing into the ground. We're going to lift the chest off the floor and push the pelvis to the heels. And I'm just going to get over my mat again. Good, so here we want to have the belly and the rib cage on the legs. So we don't want to have open knees here. The knees are hip width apart. Good, and from there the arms are reaching away, shoulders are away from your ears, but the arms are reaching forward. Good, so there is a reason for that. Now, we're going to lift the pelvis off the heels, round the spine into a cat stretch. Keep pushing the arms into the ground. The arms are keeping you away from the floor. And we are going to get into our upward dog or up stretch. So try not to hang in your lower back. It's not because we are in an extension that you want to feel any compression in your spine. You want to keep that spine lengthening. Good, roll the shoulders back, breastbone is shining forward. The arms are pushing you away from the ground. If your arms are slightly bent, that's also okay. So just do what you can and with what you have. Right, and from there we're going to round that spine again and bring that pelvis all the way back to the heels. Good, so all the time the arms are pushing the floor away, and we bring the pelvis off the heels, and we go into that long, nice back extension. Nice, and we roll back to the heels, belly button is in. Try to work with your abdominals here, not with your lower back. Try to find the power from your abdominals. Good, and let's go back into our upward dog. Very nice. And again, perfect. Let's do that one more time, it feels so good. Right, and extend. Lovely, and let's bring the pelvis back to the heels into our backrest position. Good, and now let's move to our all fours position. So wrists under the shoulders and knees under the pelvis. Curl your toes under, and let's get into our lovely dear downward dog. Right, so if you need or want to have your knees bent here, Just do that as far as your back is as straight as possible. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Send your sit bones up to the ceiling and push your heels down. Right. So try to feel the maximum stretch you can in the back chain, so from your heels to the back of your arms. Good. And let's hold that for a little longer. Good, and let's roll the shoulders over the wrists, bringing the knees back down, crossing the legs, and we are going to sit. I'm going to turn around. Right, and let's get into our pelvic curl. But before we get into our pelvic curl, we're going to do some rollbacks and get those abdominals working a bit. Right, feet and knees hip width apart, arms straight in front of you. The arms are full of power. The fingers are reaching forward as the humerus, that bone here, is feeding into the shoulder blade. The back is straight. You don't want to have your shoulders reaching forward like so. The back is straight. The shoulders are away from your ears. Good. So from here, we're going to pull the belly button to the spine. And we're going to roll the pelvis to the back. And we're going to try to touch the floor with that lower back. If your toes are lifting off the floor, that's fine. My ankles are very tight. And we come back up. Yes, my ankles are very tight. As it happens to be, I am working on getting them a little bit more flexible. It's creating a lot of problem all the way up my legs and in my pelvis and in my shoulders as well. Yes, so take care of your ankles and your feet. Good, and now let's roll back to the middle of the rib cage. Let's go, 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 go. All the way to the middle of the rib cage. And let's roll all the way back up again. Oof, and find the sit bones. So shoulders come back on top of the sit bones. And now we're going to just go all the way flat down to the ground, but very gradually, so we don't want to collapse on the floor. We don't want anything easy here. Good, and let's roll back, 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 and back, and back. Yes, slow, 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 until the shoulder blades are down. We press the arms down and the head goes down. Right, and let's do 3 pelvic curls now. So the feet and the knees are still hip width apart. Your arms are pressing into the ground. The fingers are moving forward towards the feet and the shoulders are away from your ears. So hip bones to the belly button. We lift the tailbone off the floor. The lower back is pushing into the ground. And slowly we articulate vertebrae after vertebrae, that spine up. We hold as we inhale and we exhale. We start to roll from the top of the spine, from the breastbone, and articulate the spine down, 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 and down until your tailbone is fully down on the ground. So our starting point is to have a neutral spine. Shoulder blades and back of the rib cage are in contact with the ground, so is the tailbone. And under the lower back, you have a little space. So for you ladies, if you lift your head up and look at the seam of your leggings, you should see just a straight line. So you shouldn't see the pubic bone poking up or pointing down. Yeah? Right, let's do 2 more pelvic curls. So hip bones to the belly button, lower back imprinting into the ground. And lift that tailbone off the floor, pelvis, lower back, middle of the spine, and up to the breastbone. We don't want to have the rib cage flaring up like so. We want to have a very nice, long and supple, relax, sorry, not supple, rib cage. And as we exhale, we roll the spine down. Right, good. So as you're lifting your pelvis up into the pelvic curl or the bridge, you don't want to slide away from your feet. The connection between your heels and your sit bones is very important here. So you want to kind of feel that you are squeezing something in between your heels and your sit bones so that you don't go away from your feet. and then the exercise has no point basically. And one more time, we're going to add the arms to this, so hip bones to the belly button, lower back pushing into the ground, and let's lift that pelvis. Good, and as we inhale, long arms, we bring the arms overhead, pressing the arms down, and as we exhale, we roll that spine down gradually until the pelvis is all the way down. Right, it's time for our roll up now, so extend the legs. So we want to squeeze the inner thighs together. You can flex your ankles, so point your toes or keep your feet relaxed, but you want to have very strong legs here. Now, my arms are fully down on the ground. If your arms are fully on the ground, but your ribcage is lifting off the floor like so, no. So you want your ribcage to be on the ground, and if you have to lift your arms slightly higher than the floor to achieve that position with your ribcage, just do that, okay? So we don't all have the same flexibility in our shoulders, so try to pay attention to that. Right, so the arms are coming up to the ceiling. As we exhale, we lift the chest up, we press the legs down, we hold, we try to feel that lower back is pushing into the ground. Arms are down by the sides of the hips, and we carry on lifting the chest up and rolling forward into our roll up. So once we are up, the arms are out by the side of your ears. You can point your toes here. The ribcage is pushing into the spine, the belly button is in. And it's like we are going over a big log or a trunk. Good, and we go down, 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 and down. Good, we bring the arms back down to the hips. We pause here, we assess the back, and we roll back and we bring those arms overhead again. Allez, two more. And arms up to the ceiling, lifting the chest at the same time. Bring the arms back down to your hips. They are not touching the ground, they are floating. Push the lower back into the ground. Let's lift that upper body and let's reach forward. Rib cage, belly button are pushing into the spine, and we roll back down gradually, slowly. Shoulders away from your ears. Good, and let's bring the arms overhead again. Allez, one more time. Arms up, chest up, lower back pushing into the ground, and let's lift. And let's reach forward. Good, and now we are going to get into our rotation exercise. So your legs are going to be as wide as the mat, so not outside of the mat, but on the mat, as wide as the mat, right? So now the arms are opening to the T position, so if I am facing you, I will basically be like so, yeah? Good, so we want to have the shoulders on top of the sit bones. The back is very straight. If you struggle sitting like I am sitting right now, I suggest that you either bend your legs to have that spine straight, or sit on a block to be elevated from the ground and have more flexibility into your lower back and the rest of the exercise. All right, so arms into the T position, and we're going to rotate to the right. The arms are reaching out, the shoulders are staying over the hips. You're not sliding to one side or to the other side. We are keeping the midline here. We rotate. Now, you don't want to hike the hips when you are rotating. The feet are staying even and the hips are facing forward. Right, so we rotate, we come back to center and rotate to the left and center and to the right. Center, I'm starting to crack a little sweat here, and to the left and center and rotate to the right. Center and rotate to the left and center. So all the way through the exercise, you want to feel like a corkscrew. So as you are rotating, the spine is lengthening, the tailbone is going down to the floor, the crown of the head is lengthening up to the ceiling. So you want to create space between your hips and your lower ribs as you are rotating and not collapsing. Collapsing means that you are going to struggle and grip parts of your body. You don't really want to do that. So please use the blocks, bend your knees, just do all that to be able to do an effective movement. Right, so now as we rotate to the right, we're going to reach to left, so left hand going to the right pinky toe. Good, we come back up. Center, rotate to the left and reach. And up. Center, rotate to the right. Watch your legs, you don't want to hike your hip. And up. Center and to the left and reach. And up. Center and rotate to the right and reach. And up and center, rotate to the left and reach. Right, I'm going to do one more on each side for this one because rotation is something that we lose as we get older. I'm not assuming that you are old, not at all, but we do lose the rotation we have in the rib cage when we get older. So one last one on the left. Coming back up. Good, and coming back to center. Right, from here we bring the legs back together and we place the hands, the arms quite far from the pelvis. So you don't want to hang in your shoulders here. You don't want to have a rounded spine and you don't want to have a spine a rib cage that is flaring up like so. So you want to have a straight spine with a slight extension in your upper body. Good, the hips are together, they are solid, they are compact together. The legs are squeezing together. We're going to bring the hip bones to the belly button and articulate the spine up into our leg pull prep. Good, so here we hold and we bring the pelvis back. Nice, let's do a few more like that. We curl the pelvis and we lift. We get into that long and straight line. Nice shoulder opener and we come back. Good, one more time and we curl up. Good, lovely, and we come back down. Right, now it's time for our développé. So we're going to turn to the side, legs are straight. I'm lying down on my right side. I'm going to extend my right arm. My right shoulder is away from my ear, so I am not having a shoulder that is high like this, but my shoulder is this way, so away from my ear. Lengthening the legs are in line with the hips. Try to have a little gap under your right waist and try to have the hips on top of the other. Good, so from there, heels to heels, it's very important to keep the heels together. It's a way for you to assess whether your hips are hiking or not. So if my hips are hiking here, so you can see that my heels are not together anymore. So we want to have the heels together. Good, belly button in. Now we're going to flex the right ankle and point the left toes. We're going to slide those left toes to the right knee. The right leg is anchoring down into the ground and the left knee is opening up to the ceiling without opening the pelvis to the back. Opening the pelvis to the back, you might fall. So try to keep the pelvis squared. Good, from there we leave that left knee to the left shoulder. We extend that left leg up to the ceiling, flex the left foot and bring it down. So when you bring your leg down, you should come heel to heel with the right heel. Good, point the left toes, slide the toes to the right knee, lift to the left shoulder, extend the leg up, flex the ankle and bring it back down and point and slide and lift and extend, flex and down. So this time we are going to keep that left ankle, flex, we're going to lift the leg up, so we are reversing the movement, point the toes, bend the knee to the shoulder, touch down with the toes and slide that leg away. And again, flexing the left ankle. Lift, point, bend, touch down and slide away and flex. And again, lift, point, bend, touch down and slide away. Well done. Let's do the other side. Woof. I don't know where you are in the world, but here in London it's very, very hot today. I am absolutely loving it. Good, so heel to heel, space under the left waist, the hips are stacked on top of the other, squared hips, shoulders are away from the ears. Good, and from there we point, we flex the left ankle and point the left toes. Good, bring those, sorry guys, we flex the left ankle and we point the right toes. Right, when I speak too quickly, I can't think at the same time. Good, so we slide the right toes to the left knee. We leave that right knee to the right shoulder. Extend that right leg up, flex the right ankle and bring the leg down. So remember that the heels are meant to touch each other here. Point, slide, lift, extend, flex and down and point and slide and lift and extend, flex and down. So keep that right ankle flexed, lift the leg up to the ceiling. We are reversing the movement. We point the toes, we bend the knee, touching down with the right toes and sliding away and flexing that right ankle. Lift, point, bend, touch down and slide away one more and lift and point and bend, touch down and slide away. Lovely, so let's get onto our front. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch now that is quite deep and intense. So if you can't do that stretch because you have a shoulder injury or there is a lack of mobility, I suggest that you sit down, you bring one arm up and you open the ribcage to the back and you bring the arm back. Okay, so you do a set of about 5 or 6 on each side. So again, we bring that arm up, so everything is facing forward. We bring that arm up, that's my right arm, and I open from my ribcage. So I am not bringing my hip along with me, but my hips are facing forward as I am opening my ribcage to the back, and I come back. So let's get into our prone chest opening now. Now that you know what to do, if you can't do this one. Okay, so hands under the shoulders. I'm going to start with my back facing you so that you can see what I am doing. So my right arm is going to go out. My right arm is in line with my right shoulder. And from there, I am going to use my left arm to push into the ground and rotate my body to the right. My right shoulder stays away from my ear and my left leg is rotating to the back, flat on the ground. My right leg is long and lengthened, and I hold the stretch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We try to keep the head in line with the spine, and that right arm is trying to reach away from our body, so that we can get a nice and long stretch at the front of the shoulder. Let's hold that for another 2 and 1, and let's roll back to our front and do the other side. So the right hand comes under the forehead, the left arm goes out to the back, and we rotate to the left. Good, and we hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And rolling back to our tummy. The hands are still under the forehead. We're going to bend that right leg and grab the right ankle with the right hand. Now, if you can't reach your right ankle or any of your ankles with your hand, I suggest that you use a band or a strap. Put it around your ankle and hold the strap and pull the strap to you. Now here, the shoulder is soft and relaxed. We don't want anything awkward going on in the shoulder. So you really want to use the muscles around the shoulder blades to pull that leg to you. And we hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the knees down, extend the leg, bring the right hand under the forehead, and let's do the same on the left side. So grab that left ankle. Good, belly button is in. You don't want to feel any compression in your lower spine here, okay? Good, so bend that leg, pull that heel to your bum, and lift the left knee off the floor. And if you can't lift your knee off the floor, that's absolutely fine, as far as you feel a stretch at the front of your thighs. And we hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, relax the shoulders, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So release that leg, hands under the shoulders, forearms pressing into the ground, lift your chest off the floor and push your pelvis to your heels into the backrest position. Oh, that was a good one. Good, and let's hold that for a few moments. Good, and let's push back up. And bravo. Well done, and thank you for joining me today. So as always, I am available for any question you may have. So just drop me a line. You have the contact details in the description of the class. And thank you for joining me again today. It's always good to have you here. So I'll see you in the next class. Take care. Bye-bye.